Good morning, everyone. Dr. Vicky here, speaking to you from the Seeds of Transformation Healing Center. Today is the 2nd of November, and the moon is in Scorpio. You may hear kind of noisy up here. I'm at the top, at the garden at the top of the hill, next to the road. The benefit of living in an old house in Massachusetts means that it's always close to the road, because in the day, it was about getting out of the horse, I guess. And there's the old gal. Little worse for the wear, but still our favorite house. So, we had a new moon yesterday in the sign of Scorpio. We still have the energy of that new moon. In fact, that new moon energy is going to sweep right into the election, I think. It is transformation. It is change. It is healing to a certain extent, and requires a bit of faith. If you've done everything that you can do, then you're good. You're in good stead. Just sit back and we'll see what goes on. Of course, many of you who have followed me know what I think is going to happen. And I think we're just going to agree that that's going to be the case at this point. Today we have a couple of interesting aspects. Yesterday's new moon had a kite. The kite is still in the sky with Mercury and Mars and Uranus and Pluto and Neptune. Ooh, it really is a time of great evolutionary change. And evolution deals with the development of our emotions, our feelings, our soul stuff. And it's very emotionally intense. And of course, we're in a new moon in Scorpio, which is, if you're going to do an intense meter on feelings, I think probably Scorpio is at the top of the list. So if you're feeling it, you know that you're in the energy of the moment. Today we have let me try to remember. Mars and Mercury are in a trine to each other today. Remember, Mars and Mercury were part of that kite formation with the new moon. And so it's exact today. You know, this is about walking your talk, taking action based on what you say. And so I would say, if people are saying stuff, believe them today. And that includes the more nefarious folk. So be careful out there. This transformational energy on the other side of it, I think, is going to be a big boom for us to sort of move forward and really make the changes necessary for us to create a fair, better world. However, we're in a very difficult world, and so we have to be aware that there's dangers out there, but without getting so obsessed by the idea of danger and focusing on the danger that we draw it into ourselves. So being aware is important, but also focus on the stuff that you have control over that are good. That's going to align with what you want to see in the world. That being said, we also have a sextile today between Jupiter in Gemini and Chiron in Aries. This is a wonderful sextile because it opens the lines of communication. It opens the lines of communication and allows us to talk about the wound and the shadow and the wounded masculine. I've noticed that there's a lot of conversation about this. Certainly the wounded masculine, if we could call it that, is asserting themselves like they have like they did in New York City there. And all the sort of bro stuff that's going on, and this Elon Musk mumbo jumbo. So it's being expressed, but I think it's important that we understand it, and then we take steps to heal it, right? I mean, they have a right to say what they say. It may be completely out of touch with our experience or with even the idea of moving forward and healing. But if it's out there, then we have an opportunity to discuss, right? Let's discuss, as they say. All right, so that's happening. We also have a sextile between Mercury and Pluto. Of course, that's part of that kite formation. It's exact today. This is sharing our knowledge, sharing our understanding. It is a progressive aspect and moves us in a more progressive direction. And progressivity means we're raising all boats. Very Aquarian in its nature. And so an opportunity. I think, a lot of people have probably voted at this point, and now it's a matter of just sort of sitting around and discussing what's at stake. For those who haven't voted, they will vote, who intend to vote will vote over the next few days. And perhaps something that you say may change their view on something. Maybe they're not sure. Maybe a lot of people just come in at the end and say, what the hell's going on? Okay, I got to make a choice. Perhaps those are the people that you need to express yourself with without bullying, because that would do what they do. But we're just informing what's at stake. If there are still some undecideds out there, I can't even imagine that there are. But we live in a different world, I think, than most. Well, than a lot of people. I wouldn't say most. I think people are suddenly coming to our world and saying, oh, wow, you guys have been paying attention. Check out the tree changing colors. That's called a redwood, actually. It's a redwood tree. So, there's somebody's favorite Macintosh apple, ancient apple tree, who has lost most of its leaves. One other thing, after the sextile to Pluto, Mercury moves into Sag, because of course Pluto's at the last degree of Capricorn. Mercury moves into Sag, and we are flying. We're flying now. Mercury will go retrograde at the end of November in Sag and be retrograde. Its whole retrograde will be in Sag and will end in the middle of December. So there are some people, Sag is our beliefs. There are some people who have to review what they believe to be true, and they will come to their own conclusions. All right, guys, have yourself a great day. I'm running out of space on my phone here. If you haven't voted, vote. If you have voted and there's people who need more information, be willing, be loving, be open, and come from your heart. Much love, everyone. I'll see you tomorrow. Oh, Mystic Sisters tonight on Ona's channel. Don't miss it. 7 Eastern, 6 Central. See you there.